Hello, hello, and welcome to today's embodied cooking class. Today we are going to be making hand rolls. So we're going to be making a kind of sushi. We have our nori and we have our rice and a variety of vegetables. I'm not going to be doing a fish experience today. We're just going to be doing sort of vegetables that we have around, show you how to make this actually really lovely, simple meal in a really casual way. And truly you can use whatever you like. We'll talk about some of the ingredients that I have out. Maybe we'll add some more to it. All that will happen in a little bit. But first, let's begin by breathing deeply together and then setting our intention for what we want to do today. I'm going to actually do mine sort of internally, and I invite you to do the same. So whatever it is that comes to you in your voice as you listen inward, where do you want to be? Is this about friendship? Is this about connection? Is it about trust? Whatever. Allow it to come to you. Okay, so we're going to take 3 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. I'm going to count us up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause at the peak of the inhale and breathe out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. And exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. And exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. And when we do this, if the count doesn't work for you, if it feels a little uncomfortable or as though you're pushing yourself to breathe in some way, or trying to hold the same way that I do, just do it to the count that really works in your body. If you're finding you can get up to 3 with the inhale, maybe a longer exhale, that's okay too. The intention is to keep it sort of even, but make sure that you're doing something that isn't stressing you, something that is just allowing your natural sort of deepest breath to occur. Okay, so we're going to get started with our sushi rice. And this is not traditional sushi rice. I mean, it is, because this is lovely short brown rice. I'm using brown rice today instead of white. Feel free to use whatever works best for you. Right now I'm finding white rice is not agreeing with me, so I'm going to do brown. And I'm just playing with this to begin with because these tiny little grains are just so much fun. And whenever I see something like this, I just can't help but just want to stick my finger into it. I'm sure we'll notice this is a recurring theme for me with lentils, with anything sort of these small, hard bits of grains and beans. There's something so pleasing about it. And there's the sound. Oh my goodness, so soothing. But let's get it in the pot because we know brown rice takes a little while to cook, right? So I am going to wash this. Traditionally with sushi rice, you want to wash it very, very thoroughly. But this is brown rice and it doesn't need quite as much intensive attention. I'm just going to do about a cup. I'm just going to be off screen for a moment. We'll hear the water. Rinsing my rice. I'm making music over here with my rice. Oh, oh, I really do already feel so relaxed. So I'm going to bring this over here. We'll add it to our pot. And we'll simply add 1.5 cups. One and a half cups of water. And usually when I cook rice, I like to season it in the pot. I'll put some oil and some salt in here, but it's sort of traditional to season it afterwards, all of it afterwards. So we're just going to go with that today. So just the water. And I'm putting it on high heat. Actually, I'm going to put on medium heat. I don't want it to come up too quickly and steam away the water too fast. So we'll wait for it just till some bubbles form, and then we'll turn it down. We'll put the lid on, and we'll leave it to become lovely, fluffy rice. Okay. Just going to take a little moment to clean up my workspace. Get out a new towel. And of course, if you have your rice already made in advance, this becomes actually a very quick meal. Surprisingly nice, and it can be fun to do with your kids, as we'll see, if you have those little beings in your life. This can be a really fun one because they get to use their hands and you get to pick things for yourself of what you're going to have in them. So we're just going to think a little bit about what we might want to have in our rolls. Like I said, we're doing vegetarian, we're doing all veggies, and there's a huge variety of things that you could do. I'm noticing I have this adorable little squash over here, and I kind of wish that I had roasted this because pieces of squash or sweet potato are so wonderful. Sort of cooked vegetables, the stuff that we like to eat at this time of year, the stuff that's in season, the orange vegetables, the end of season bounty, all of that wonderful, those wonderful roasting vegetables would be wonderful in here. In fact, I have some roasted cauliflower in the fridge I might pull out. But then there's the ones that are accessible. So I have a avocado. There's potentially a little overripe. We'll see when we cut into it. Some carrot that I think I'm going to finely shred. Cucumber, of course. And then I have this mango, which is a little underripe, but I think will be really nice. I love to always add something sweet personally into my rolls. I think it's really nice. I've done pineapple, even actually slices of apple are nice. Anything that sort of has nothing like so squishy that it's going to completely fall apart. Like I wouldn't do like a slice of orange probably in there. I think that would be a bit weird, although you never know. Good to try things. And then I also have this this little like baked tofu that I happened to find in my fridge. It's already pre-seasoned, which is kind of fun. It's really nice if you have just regular tofu. Also, you could sear it in the pan and slice it up. But this is already good to go, which is kind of fun. So we'll also slice it up and have just a nice little bite of protein in with all our veggies. I think this is going to be really great. So since we have quite a bit of time here, oh, that reminds me, I should probably set a timer for a rice to check on it. Yes. Yes, we have bubbling. Now I'm going to just turn it down and start a timer. For 20 minutes, and that will probably be this brown rice because it's such a small grain. It does cook a little faster than the longer grain, medium or long grain brown rice. So we'll see. We might be good at 20. We might need a little bit more. We're gonna have to see. But yeah, so I am going to just sort of indulge my desire to make this pretty. I'm going to slice everything up and kind of arrange it on this plate so that when the rice is ready and we're ready to roll them up, we just have these lovely little bunches of ingredients to add to our rolls. So what should I do first? Let's start with cucumber. Cucumber is such a specific yet difficult flavor to describe. Like refreshing is sort of what comes to mind, but what does refreshment taste like? It's cold, but it's cold from being in the fridge. It's not inherent to it. They're sweet, which is sort of surprising. I think we don't think about them that way, but they're quite sweet. Sweet the way that sometimes drinking a glass of water, you realize water is kind of sweet. You really, really listen to your tongue. Or maybe it's your nose, right? Because we know that they're so connected. Am I tasting this cucumber? I'm tasting the sweetness, but I'm also experiencing this incredible aroma at the same time. And I'm just going to cut it into, I'm going to think about, so we're making hand rolls. So we're just going to need little pieces that can kind of go in about this size. You can see what my fingers are doing here. So I'm just going to kind of cut this into a few chunks like this. And with each movement, I just appreciate honestly, the natural dexterity of my body here. My many years of experience using a knife. So my body knows just how to do this. And yet it's a pleasure to engage with, really thinking about, or not so much thinking actually, but just noticing what it is that I'm doing, where my hands naturally rest. And slice sort of confidently straight down. This might be something that you're working on. And the way to work on it is to practice, but to practice, I wouldn't even say joyfully, but just to practice with a sense of contentment, without expectation of yourself, without judgment, without thinking, oh, I should be doing it this way. Just noticing where you're at. Maybe even appreciating your own efforts. The sweetness of trying. I think I've always found a person, a child, anybody trying hard at something, there's nothing more endearing and human to me than that. Making an effort. Here we have this beautiful little pile. Now, honestly, if you like, so often in these, we're just appreciating the simple, we'll just put these in. And then we might season the final rolls with, I have Kewpie mayo out here, of course, and I have some tamari, I have some ponzu sauce, I have hot sauce. There's so many things that we could season it with. And actually, if you wanted to experiment, you could season the vegetables here before we put them in the roll as well. But I'm just going to leave them plain today. Wonderful. Next, I'm going to do this carrot. And I think if I can find my peeler, oh, I see it's over here. I will peel the outside just because we're going for such aesthetics today, the fun of aesthetics. Cut the top off. Okay. Now all the sort of knotty bits are gone. And there's many ways to approach this. I think that if you were not maybe taking such delight in knife usage, you could use a box grater to do this, because I'm wanting this to be sort of fine shreds like you would have in a banh mi or something like that. But I'm going to do it by knife because look at all this time we have. Not all that much to do. Oh, surprisingly, again, so much smell, so much aroma just from a carrot. And there's something sharp about it. There's the sweetness for sure, but there's this sharpness that it begins with. And so also these, these vegetables are so full of water as well. So I'm going to slice this one kind of like I did with the cucumber, but much more finely. I'm going to experiment with this first one. I think I've realized a better way to do this already. See, when we're paying attention and engaged, you can think of a better way to do something. I know I struggle with that. I'm not much of a, I don't know what they call like a systems thinker. I do things sort of chaotically, which works for me most of the time. I'm always so impressed with people who have these wonderful systems for managing their life. And I notice that I'm often able to do it a bit more in the kitchen, or think through how best to do this efficiently. So maybe that's my intention for the day, to learn how to do this and bring it into the rest of my life. Ooh, how cute. Look at those pleasing little bunches. So here's my new method. Slice it in half. And then go like this. Oh, this might not be better. I don't know. Maybe that's harder, actually. Yeah, I think the other way was better. See, we don't know until we try. There we go. Yeah, this is much slower because this way I can use the weight of my joints. Oh, now I could go on about yoga, the stacking of the bone upon joint and how it offers this strength naturally in the body. Oh, okay. Back to my old method. This little witch's hat. There we go. Okay. The rice is bubbling so gently. I feel like the weather outside is very gray and overcast. And everything's just so quiet and gentle and kind of, it's like the clouds have made everything softer. Noises are tamped down. Everything is soft right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a really loud truck going by that just is telling me. You sure about that? All right, we're going to do the tofu next. And there's quite a lot of liquid in this. I'm just going to have to see. But I think it's delicious liquid. Ooh, yeah. This is sesame ginger flavored. And again, you could, of course, do this at home. I just happen to have this ready to go. Okay. I'm just going to try it on its own, see what it's like. Tastes like sesame ginger tofu. Really powerful sesame, ginger is what I meant to say. Quite cool, actually. Very good. Lovely. Little cuties. We're going to do some mango. It is not ripe. It's green mango, which is wonderful in so many salads. So I'm just going to embrace that for today. Do something else with the rest of this. I regret not peeling this to begin with. Now I'm like, how am I going to get the flesh off? I think I'm still going to peel it, actually. This is a really awkward way to do it. In retrospect, I should have peeled it first, but you're here now. actually doing this while it's flat. The reason this is a little dangerous is just because it's so slippery, and then I'm pulling down. So I am being careful, I promise, but I wouldn't exactly recommend this. This is probably not a safety 101 thing to do. Okay, we have 2 little pieces of mango. Green mango. I'm going to split these little cheeks in half. Sort of create about the same size as whatever the rest of the stuff we have. Split that as well. So as I get toward the end here, they're not staying together as well, and so I'm just following it. Oh, that's quite a bit of mango. How nice. Almost don't even need that, but I'm gonna cut it all up. We have extra. I'll eat it with some salt. I'll toss it with, I have these little mint and cilantro here. Any of this that we have extra can be made into salad or just eaten on its own. Yeah, this is good stuff. Look how, I didn't realize. Look at this variety of colors we've got going on. Fabulous. See, I sort of naturally started speeding up as I practice, right? It's like I've got the hang of this, the body wants to go faster. It's good. When you're not expecting it to be like a juicy mango, it's nice. All right, what's up, Bryce? Thank you for your service timer. Let's check on it. It's looking quite nice and fluffy. Not quite. I'm going to do 5 more minutes. Make sure it's on the lowest. Great. Very close. So that's exciting. Okay, we have our avocado. What's going to be the best way? I think the usual cut in half will at least be the start. Okay. Yeah. Yikes. All right, but this is life, isn't it? You never know what kind of an avocado you have until you actually cut into it. You can guess, I could feel that this area was a little rough. And I'm just going to get rid of that. There's some pieces that we could save, but I think not. Okay. Maybe I'll just enjoy a little tiny bit of that. Okay. And now I'm going to get my smaller knife, my little paring knife. Just slice long pieces here. It is very ripe. Probably the last day before it becomes mush. How lucky we are to get to enjoy it today then. Okay. I get a spoon. Actually, I'm going to slice this one more time because they're very long strips. And we have mostly short strips here. So I'm going to remove those. Place them over here on our plate. Remove these. There we go. So squishy. This one, the avocado texture is so different from the, oh, that one I kind of messed up, so down the hatch for me. It's funny, I do love avocado, but honestly without salt or anything, it's don't know. The texture doesn't feel as pleasant. Lose the spoon. So yeah, there we have it. I think this is what we're gonna use today. Whoa, my mangoes. To make our hand rolls. And we're also gonna grab some herbs off of here as well, if I remember, which I'll remember, right? I'll just clean up my area while we wait for the timer. How nice is this? I'm just going to stand for a moment with both my feet on the ground evenly. Just take a moment to check in with myself and nothing to do, just notice. How am I feeling? Sometimes when we ask that question internally, there's this immediate response that comes through. It doesn't really come from here, it just comes. And sometimes not. Okay. Oh, this is a fun moment. The whoosh of the steam. Of course, and mildly, like so many things that are fun, mildly dangerous, right? Am I right? We don't really want to have searing hot steam right in our face, but just like a gentle whiff of it. Okay. I think that we are good here. Off it goes. And because we want our rice to be cold for this purpose, I'm going to take this rice, put it over this pan I've prepared with a silicone lining. Just have the pan would be perfectly fine. All of my pans are layered with this because that's how I roll. And it does make it easier to clean. So I totally recommend it. Ooh, yes. The steams. We're gonna spread this out and we're gonna season it. Ooh. Hello, I'm Leanne in the steam. Like I'm in the woods, like in the Japanese, like the onsen. In the middle of the woods, and I found a beautiful, what is it called? When it's like hot water in the middle of nowhere? You guys will tell me afterwards. I'll tell myself later. Like, of course it's natural hot spring. There we go. Haha. Natural hot spring. And so I'm just going to do this by eye. I think for 1 cup of rice, probably do, my goodness, maybe maybe 2 teaspoons to begin with of rice vinegar. I'm just doing it by eye. And then salt for sure. Just probably added about half a teaspoon. And then traditionally we would also add some sugar or any type of sweetener would work. Like I have some maple syrup and honey in my cupboard. I could use that. And traditionally I think you also sort of warm up you would allow the sugar crystals to warm up in the vinegar and then sort of create with the salt. So it's all one solution that you're seasoning it with. But just keeping it simple today. And I'm staying away from added sugars, obviously eating fruit and that kind of thing, but just staying away from that at the moment for my own experience. But if you want that extra sweet flavor in here that you're sort of used to getting from a sushi rice, please feel free to add a teaspoon or so of sugar or maple syrup or, again, any sweetener you have on hand. The aroma of the rice vinegar with the toasty brown rice smells really nice. Really, really nice. And I'm kind of mixing this more than is completely necessary. But honestly, kind of just to cool it down a little faster. It's kind of fun. Right. Tastes great to me, actually. Yeah, really nice amount of vinegar for my taste. I really like it. And again, we don't have to be traditional. This doesn't have to be plain. We could add all kinds of extra seasoning and spices into this if we wanted to. Maybe we can do that again sometime and make hand rolls again, and I can show you how we can kind of season the different parts of it too. Or maybe we could make bowls sort of with the same stuff and season it a little bit more powerfully just to show that experience. But today I'm just keeping it all simple. Okay. I'm just gonna, it's still warm to the touch, but it's much, much, much cooler. As you can see, I'm no longer in a hot spring. I'm gonna just set this aside. I'm gonna grab some sesame seeds and a couple of other, I was talking about having a ponzu sauce, some good old sriracha for the top, you know, for fun. They're just, oh no, they're lightly toasted sesame seeds. I must have toasted them at some point. Another actually thing that I quite like to do is lemon and lime zest. I love it in anything, but seasoning all these things, or even the rice with that, really, really nice. Just that lemony, that citrus note. Since we're really just at this moment waiting on the rice to cool down a tiny bit more, just going to stand for a moment again and invite you to take some more conscious breaths. Feel your feet on the ground. Allow yourself to be wherever you are. Maybe you're feeling really at peace. I'm feeling so at peace right now. You can notice my physicality is sort of showing that. I feel relaxed. My shoulders are down. A little open. But you might be feeling something different. I think it would be natural right now to maybe feel a little impatient, ready to go on to the next step. And that's natural. And in a way, I think when we take this moment to just notice that we're feeling that impatience, what we're doing is actually teaching ourselves to tolerate the feeling of impatience, to make it into something that is something that you might avoid. Oh gosh, maybe because you feel guilty about feeling impatient. It's not something you like in yourself. I know I'm for sure that way. I feel like my impatience is like sort of not a good quality of mine, and I identify with it. And then I can feel bad about it. But in this moment, I can just allow it to be there. Oh, I'm experiencing some impatience. And then next time I feel impatience, maybe I'll remember this experience where I wasn't judging myself. Or not even remember it like up here, like we remember it, but somehow the body, the nervous system will recall that of the many, many times in our lives we felt impatient and maybe gone, you're bad, you shouldn't be impatient, come on. Or, hurry up, then whatever, maybe the experience of impatience. You can remember this moment where you just felt what it felt like. What does impatience feel like in your body? You notice it's sort of like in my chest, oddly. This like warmth of like a desire to action that can't happen. Or to hold that energy inside. What if I just allow it? Interesting, I wasn't feeling impatient, and then I started to talk about it so much and I began to actually feel it. The power of the mind. And that's what we're doing together. We are making food, which is so valuable, and learning how to do it well, but we're also learning how to be with ourselves, to explore our experiences, these subtle experiences. And that helps us create new patterns of experience, thinking, feeling. And I don't know about you, but I want to feel more like this more of the time in my life. When I'm going to the bank or picking my daughter up from school and things are feeling intense, there's a lot of noise. To be able to carry with me this feeling feels like a superpower. I think I'm going to check on the rice now. Yeah, it's good. It's not fridge cold. That's okay. But it is no longer going to steam up our vegetables or cause any issues. So we're going to begin. And this might be where if you're cooking on your own, do it just the way I'm doing it. But if you have other people that you are serving, especially if they are little people, I'd highly recommend getting them involved in this part because it's quite fun and empowering. So I have these lovely pieces that are created that are really just for making hand rolls, which is not, you might be thinking of like a maki roll, which is like that, and we would slice it, which we could do with this as well. But these are for hand rolls, which we're going to basically create this beautiful little cone, a little ice cream cone. We're going to have all our yummy stuff inside there. And if you have the sheets that are, a lot of them come like basically this size. And so all you have to do is either, sometimes they're tearable, you can tear them down the middle. Amazing. Or you can see these little ridges in here. You can sometimes actually tear along there. See? Or you can slice them, of course. And yeah, there's this sort of really smooth side and textured side. And it's truly not the end of the world if you do it the wrong way, like, at all. But if we have the rough textured side up, it's going to hold our ingredients a little bit better. Has a bit more to stick to. So we're going to make a little bed of rice. Lovely. On half. And then we're going to add what we want in. So I'm going to do a little piece of tofu. Like that. And some avocado around it. Bloop. Oh, I'm going to add salt to the avocado before, because of all of these things, I think the avocado is something that just, like I said, to my taste, it's like has to be salted or it's not pleasant. Carrots. More carrots. Cucumbers. And mango. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I think it's going to be a little overfull, but that's fine. Oh, before I do this, I'm going to find, oh, wait, I forgot. Mint. Just a tiny bit of mint. You could do, I actually like doing like sprouts or like baby lettuces in here can be really nice too. But herbs are always so nice. Okay, mint and cilantro. These just are herbs that go so nicely with the flavors that we have and the veggies that we have here. It was natural. It was also just what I happen to have in my fridge. I am looking for a plate to put these on and present them. So I'm going to do that. over here. So watch closely for my expert hand rolling. Here we go. Whoa! So I'm using my hand to hold in this like epic amount of filling. And I'm doing that same sort of swirly little ice cream cone motion that I showed you. Oh yeah. And the top is falling out. That's okay. Boom. This is it. And then, as you can see, the nori kind of sticks to itself. And there we have our beautiful little package. Ugh. And you can put it on the plate, just like that. Amazing. So pretty. Just gonna make a couple more for you guys here, just so you can see it all. Rough side up. Sticky rice. Sticky. Tofu. Avocado. Carrots. Cucumbers. Mango. Doing a little less this time, but I think it's gonna fall out. That's just how it is as you go. That's okay. We'll do a little cilantro. Just a little bit of mint, so it's not too intense. See, the funny thing is we kept everything, not so seasoned, but then all these flavors together are going to be quite remarkable. Like we have so much going on here. Okay, here we go again. Ready? Yes. Okay. Roll, roll, roll. Roll, my pricky. There we go. Do, 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 do. Oh, so cute. Another piece of beauties. Look, if I keep going, it's just gonna make like a beautiful little round. Okay, one more, and then we'll call it, and I'll eat one. I have to admit, while I do think this is a wonderful thing for kids, I think that the actual rolling is probably a little beyond at least my 5-year-old. I think a little older could totally handle it and enjoy the slight messiness of it, but I think you might want your kids, if they're little, to do this part where they're choosing the stuff, and then just have some patience with the process. And even if it just ends up being if they want to try it, great. And it's falling apart, still just eat it. But I have to admit that the actual rolling part does require a bit of dexterity. A few more carrots. Yeah. Mint. Sticky rice hands. Okay. Ah! So I'm learning I need to wash my hands in between each roll. The stickiness is adding up. Okay. Last one. Have I learned anything? Yes. I feel like this one's better than the first one. It's a little tighter roll. Amazing. Okay, beautiful. Stick these back in there. Like that. Beautiful. Okay. Wipe my hands. Now for the best part, for me. One of the best parts, I really like this whole time actually. Okay, I'm gonna do that first one we did. Look how beautiful. I'm so grateful for this. I'm gonna bite it. So many different textures. Really good. I was gonna bite it and then decide what to season it with. I don't really think it needs anything actually, but for fun, I'm gonna add a tiny bit of ponzu just to give that a try. Beautiful. So yummy. Mayo, hot sauce, soy, tamari, whatever you like. A little sprinkle of sesame seeds. Really wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today in this little hand roll experience. I hope you enjoyed yourself, feel a little calmer, learned something, and see you next time.